The most impressive sight on this trip was a view of Lake Superior. There was a sharpness in the air which merged the horizon with the sky, and that smooth, shimmering infinity of waters was like a glimpse of God Himself. James Edward Hervey MacDonald, a founding member of the Group of Seven. You cannot help but be humbled by the spectacular enormity, the majesty of nature's work over billions of years. It causes you to stop, and for a moment, the drone of traffic on Highway 17 clears. You take a deep breath and feel the cool Superior breeze as it whispers through the mountain forest. The distant mountainous islands magnetically pull at your wonderment. Your humility is exposed, realizing you are just an historic microscopic speck in time within the geological history of Gitchagumi. The Trans-Canada Highway between Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay is carved through 705 kilometers of the Canadian Shield. There are countless lookouts and coastline vistas from the shores of small towns to pristine remote rocky coastlines. These mountainous islands, rock outcroppings, and occasional sandy beaches line the edges of the north coast of Lake Superior. It is a major attraction in both directions on the Lake Superior Circle Tour. Nipigon, locally pronounced Nipigon, enjoys a newly built cable-stayed bridge over the fast-flowing Nipigon River. The bridge is the only one of this design in Ontario, and it was in part considered for environmental reasons, protecting one of the premier spawning grounds for the Great Lakes. Completed on March 1, 2019, it is 251 meters long, with towers standing 50 meters above the roadway and 75 meters above the river. It was built at a cost of over $106 million. The 12-meter Nipigon Lookout Tower is on the southwest side of the bridge and provides a magnificent 360-degree view that includes the Nipigon River Bridge and the whole river valley, including Lake Helen. It is a magnet for travelers and the view is well worth the stop. Make sure you have your camera before you climb the 65 steps. Ouimet Canyon is located 53 kilometers west of Nipigon, about 10 minutes north off the Trans-Canada Highway. It is designated as a Provincial Nature Reserve. A short 1-kilometer loop trail leads you to panoramic views of a 150-meter wide gorge and sheer cliffs dropping 100 meters straight down to the canyon floor. Stand on the edge and gaze out over the tremendous expanse of ancient rock and forest below. Feel the massive forces that carved this natural wonder 1 billion years ago by the massive weight of advancing glaciers and the large volumes of water released when the glaciers retreated. Listen too, and feel the cool breeze welling up from the depths and smell the freshness of the Arctic flora deep down on the canyon floor. Long ago, there were giants. Ouimet was a good giant and helped Nipigon, a great spirit of the Ojibwe people, to raise a mountain or make a new lake. Ouimet fell in love with Naomi, Nipigon's daughter. Naomi liked Ouimet and encouraged him to display his strength. One day, Ouimet was moving a mountain when a peak broke off, striking Naomi and killing her. Greatly frightened of the wrath of Nipigon, Ouimet hid Naomi's body in a shallow lake and covered it with a rock shield. Searching for Naomi, Nipigon was striding over the great shield when he felt vibrations from under the rocks. Reaching into the sky, he grasped a thunderbolt and drove it into the rocks, splitting them open. In the wide canyon, he discovered his daughter's body. Nipigon buried Naomi in the bottom of the canyon. From her grave grew the rare and beautiful flowers found only there. To punish Ouimet, Nipigon turned him to stone and placed him on the canyon wall to watch over the grave for all eternity. September 1st, 1980, after 143 days, 5,373 kilometers, Terry Fox was forced to stop his courageous quest just east of Thunder Bay due to cancer spreading into his lungs. Dubbed the Marathon of Hope, it aimed to bring attention to cancer research. His legacy continues today through the annual Terry Fox runs and fundraising events across Canada in close to 25 countries around the world.
Has been going on for about 2 years here at Fort William and just between the Americans and Great Britain, or what you may call Canada. And they've come here to Fort William to try and take away Fort William from British North America because this is the inland headquarters of the Northwest Company, which is the most prosperous fur trading company in the world right now. So it's very, very important for this fort to stay in British hands, for that relationship between Indigenous and British to continue thriving.
Be wary, sir. Things aren't looking good.
War brothers.
Much rather die than be under President
Much
Madison.
rather.
And I'm certain these American forces do not actually intend to attack Fort William. Why would they risk men and supplies to take a fur trade post so far from any military port?
Find your right. And if we do not so much as defend this post, then the Americans will take it.
So I suppose I have no choice.
Oh my goodness. I don't see them. I believe in you! Marguerite!
Fire!
Located on the Kama and Nipigon River on the edge of Lake Superior in Thunder Bay, is an accurate recreation of the Northwest Company's inland headquarters. Highly trained and skilled period actors bring you back in time to 1816.
Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the Northwest Company! Huzzah!
Fort William was a main hub for the fur trade. It was the center point between the Northwest Wilderness of Canada and the buyers and traders in Montreal. Through their day-to-day activities, you learn and experience life as it was in the fur trade industry from the perspective of the executives of the Northwest Company, the common workers, the voyageurs, and the Indigenous peoples who were partnered in the trade. There are 40 heritage buildings within the fort and adjacent farm, and an Indigenous camp just outside the main gates.
So right now we do have the battle that's happening because Fort William is under the battle. Which for myself I'm a little bit terrified because I don't know what's going to be happening with all my family, my friends, what we are going to be doing. I don't know how these ones are feeling about all this.
I live here, so if the fort gets taken over, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, this area is not actually settled, really in like this city or town sense. There are some retired voyageurs who live nearby in cabins, but it's really just a trade outpost, and in the winter even not very many people are left. It's just the people that stay for the winter to trade and things like that.
And the farming families.
And farming families. Yeah.
For the Anishinaabe community, this is more of a temporary summer settlement, and we'll go elsewhere, such as like Lac La Puy, or where we're from, during the winter to go trap some more.
And I'm a wintering voyager, so I stay for the winter at an outpost. Mine's Rainy Lake or Lac La Pluie. The summer voyagers are the Montreal ones, and they'll come here just for the summer. And their job is to bring trade goods here during rendezvous. And then they'll dry and repack the fur packs that wintering voyagers like me bring here. And then wintering voyagers, we bring the trade goods back to our outposts for trade. And the Montreal voyagers bring the furs the rest of the way back to Montreal.
So, just move the snips around it. So you're gonna come in on this shoulder here.
Basically, the Americans were here because the Northwest Company is a really good link between the British government and the Indigenous people, and we're trying to kind of sever that link. Because the Northwest Company has been very helpful for the British during this whole war, and so we want to stop that.
It was all about the beaver. and the many other furs including fox, marten, and muskrat to make coats and many other articles of clothing considered high fashion in Britain and Europe.
Lots of different goods that are being made, so especially beaver. This right here is 100% beaver felt. One Montreal canoe. So with all the cargo, with all the men inside, and the canoe itself, weighs about 4 tons in the water. And so heavy that the distance from the gunnel to the water is only about 6 inches.
So I've prepared some camphor and rose oil because those are excellent for treatment of bullet wounds on a bandage afterwards. You can see everything on the white cloth here I've laid out. I've prepared so that I can roll it up quickly should I need it. And this is everything I might need for an amputation or for just removing a bullet from a body.
Eagle, keep going! Keep going!
You're fine! You're fine! You're fine! Keep the pressure on it!
Did he got shot, right? Yes.
But we've won the day. We've emerged victorious despite our losses, despite our injuries. Lavallee here, he's a strong man. He's one of our best.
I know what I'm doing than any of these folks. Yeah, there we have it.
Major, you have fought well and have lost through no fault of your own. You may keep your sword and your honor. Thank you, sir. But Major, I ask that when you return to U.S. territory, you inform the rest of the American military of the force and the steadfast resistance that they will encounter if they ever again attack the Northwest Company. I shall.
It is the last day at Fort William for their longtime boat builder and friend. The cast gather for a final salute with the song by Robbie Burns, A Fond Kiss. Aside from its comprehensive historical program, Fort William Historical Park is also a multifunctional operation, offering a variety of programs including overnight experiences, education programs, artisan workshops, conferences, banquets, festivals, and recreational opportunities. The Fort William Historical Park is a major destination all year round.
A fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell, alas, forever. Deep in heart run tears, I'll pledge thee. Warring sighs and groans, I'll wage thee.
Nipigon, the place where thunderbirds land. The Anishinaabe name for Mount McKay. Fort William, First Nations sacred mountain. Long before the settlers arrived, the Ojibwe people revered the thunderbird, who lived on top of the 1,000-foot mountain along with the Great Spirit, Nanabuju. Together they watched over the Ojibwe warriors, keeping them safe as they crossed Kichigumi. Grateful for the Ojibwe people's devotion, Nanabuju rewarded them by showing them the access to a great silver mine. However, They were all warned that if the new arrivals, the white man, were to ever find out the secret location of the mine, they would all die, and he, Nana Boujou, would turn to stone. One day a disloyal brave revealed the secret, and the white man invaded the territory. Nana Boujou and the Thunderbird conjured up a violent storm, and many of the Ojibwe people perished as they traversed Gitchagumi. After the storm, a massive rock peninsula rose out of the water in the shape of Nana Boujou. He lies majestically on his back with his arms crossed over his chest, watching over Thunder Bay, the sleeping giant. The legend of Green Mantle is about an Ojibwe chief who, upon hearing news of an imminent attack from the Sioux tribe, instructs his daughter, Princess Green Mantle, to devise a plan to protect her people. She entered the Sioux camp along the Kaministiquia River, and pretending to be lost, she bargains with them to spare her life if she will bring them back to her father's camp. Placed at the head of the canoe, she instead leads herself and the Sioux warriors over the falls to their deaths, sparing her tribe from the attack.